Hello, everyone. Welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing all well. Welcome, everyone. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about the Miguel Almiron transfer news, which has been circulating the last 24, 48 hours. And obviously, we'll have a look at some club news, I guess you want to call it that, the last couple of days. And also, you can see directly above me, if you do want to come on to the show, we are inviting you on to have a chat. We do have one in the back room I can see. We'll get the guest on shortly, but we are going to rattle through as well. The headline I never thought I would see: clubs battling for Miggy, says the Clon lad. Let's hope it's the case and we can get the best value for pure PSR point of view. Yes, profit rather. Yeah. We'll talk about Miggy. We'll get in, address the elephant in the room, shall we? So we head straight. No, we won't actually. We'll come to Miggy in a moment. We also live on YouTube and Twitch this afternoon. It's very rare we do them live during the day, but I had a lot of time free, and obviously I've been live on the Footballers Live, the other channel that we've got now as well. But yeah, drop us a massive like if you can do that. Would be wonderful. So obviously with it being January the 1st, it opens the door up now for free agents to talk to European clubs come the summer. And that also could affect some of our players. Let's bring it up for you, who we have on screen for you. Now, these are the free agents that are in the summer. We'll go through each by one. So we've got John Ruddy, Mark Gillespie. Now, I expect maybe two of them to go, probably. Out of Martin Dubravka added that list as well. I think he's going to head out the door. There is some really strong speculation from Saudi Arabia, but Eddie Howe's already said that he doesn't want his first choice goalkeeper currently at the moment until Nick Pope comes back to head out the door. But out of those three goalkeepers in the summer, I expect two of them to leave. So two of them out of the three. Let me know what you think in the comments as well. If you, like I say, if you want to do come on live, there is a live chat pinned, which you can come on. Emil Krath, that's an interesting one. Very reliable when he comes in. I'm not against him extending that for another year. I think it's been steady Eddie every time he comes in. I think the club captain, Jamal Lascelles, unfortunately, will head out the door. I think he's heading out. Jamal Lewis, who's currently out on loan in Sao Paulo, out in Brazil, not really getting much game time. I think he's only played 6 league games. Yeah, he's a free agent in the summer. We've got too many left backs as it is. And I don't think Matty targets any further forwards either. So I think he might leave in the summer with 12 months to go when the summer comes around for Matt Target. Fabian Schär is the interesting one, isn't it? Obviously, Newcastle have been linked to younger centre-backs who can play on that right side of role. Do you give Fabian Schär another year? I would, even if he just becomes a squad player, giving him another year. Sean Longstaff, of course, is another one that hasn't been made official by the club, but we believe that the extension has already been triggered. It's just the club haven't announced it. And of course, Callum Wilson is the last one. I feel this is Callum Wilson's last season, Newcastle, in the summer. I don't think it'll happen in January. Need to go out and get a striker who can give you competition for Alexander Isak. Let's be honest, because as much as Isak's banging the goals in left, right, and centre, anything happens to him, we're fucked. Let's be honest with you, because Gordon's need got up top. Let's be honest, with the way we're playing at the moment with Snarley in the middle and the two midfielders next to him, Gordon on the left is starting to look better, starting to look like some of the form that he had last season because he's playing on the fucking left. Simple. But if we have to move him, he'll play because he's not going to be on the bench. I think the front three get weaker if Gordon's moved off the left. Let me know what you think as well. He would do a good job for Man United, says Raised. Yeah, we're talking about Miggy here or some of them players that I've just reeled off. But yeah, that's want to keep an eye on those free agents as well. There's a big list of also across the Premier League, which I did on the other channel earlier. Likes of Son from Spurs as a free agent, although I think that'll be triggered. The three Liverpool trio, Salah, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's probably going to head out the door. I think the other big one is Chris Wood, is a free agent in the summer, although Forest do want to keep him there. It's 33, he's banging in the goals for fun. Imagine if he came back to us. I don't think that'll happen, mate, to be honest with you, but you never know. Hi, Lee, how are you? I'm great, Adiri. Should say Keller, Ryan, Turkey. I should have made these live chats bigger. And Customer Durham Bar and Jonas Bakayoko. And Jonathan David and Igor Jesus. Hey, you've got a lot of names there, mate. I don't think we'll sign all of them, mind. Bagayoko, I've done a video on him on the right wingers about 6 weeks back. Matt, hope you're doing all right. Good afternoon. Miggy's been great servant at the club. We do need to cash in on him. Fabian Schär would want to give him another deal. Longstaff would be a good job for a lot of Premier League teams. And is Jonathan David still on a free in the summer? I believe he is, Matt. I don't think I think he's going to head out of the door of Lille, so he'll be a great signing for anyone, won't he? Guarantees of goals. Bob, I hope you're doing all right. Happy New Year to you, Bob. Lee, what do you reckon we'll get for Miggy? I didn't know. I'm hearing figures like 10 million upwards, and I'm like, the guy's 31 in what, 5 weeks' time? He's not. He's barely kicking a ball. If we get 10 million, I'll take it. I think we'll do well to get 10 million. I really do. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see on that as well. Hi Lee, how are you? Jonathan David said from Newcastle. I would take him if it's a free agent and somehow without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the suspensions coming up as well. So obviously the situation that we've got with Spurs and Arsenal coming up. So Fabian Schär is suspended for both of them. He's suspended for one game in the Premier League for collecting 5 yellows. And then he's also suspended for the semi-final against Arsenal for picking up 2 yellows in the previous rounds. So first of all, who plays alongside Dan Burn? You'll probably say that it's going to be Lloyd Kelly is the favourite to play there. But Sven Botman is on his way back. He's already played an under 21 game, but I'm expecting him to play a couple more in the 21 minutes. And then I would probably say the Bromley game is the one that you might shoe him in. And also, I think it's already too soon for Emil Kraft and Jamal Lewis already. So, who plays there? We're going to have 2 left-footed centre backs rather. Is it a big problem? The balance of the team, is it? How big of a problem is it? So, I don't know. Let me know. I'm still undecided on that. It's like I think Lloyd Kelly can do a job. Don't get me wrong. He's not Fabian Schär. He's not going to like ping it diagonally 60 yards or bring the ball out. Well, you can bring the ball out all right, actually, but I don't know. There isn't really another option, to be honest with you, considering the injuries as well. Longstaff definitely in or out. King Gaiman. The thing is with Longstaff is if you want to get money off him, obviously he's a net profit player, and which is mental. He's a youth player, which will obviously get help massively with PSR. How much are you going to get for a player that's only got 6 months left of his deal? Do you trigger his contract and then try and sell him in the summer? If that's what the club are thinking, you never know, because Lewis Smiley is probably not getting enough game, and has only come back. With Lewis Smiley doesn't play enough games this season, he might be questioning his stance come the end of the summer. Wait a minute, I've been back for 6 months, I haven't been playing. What are you going to do with me, So maybe that's when Smiley steps up. Who knows? I'm speculating. Just throwing it out there as well. Happy New Year, everyone, says Aaron. Miggy has given his heart to the club. His work rate and passion has been brilliant. Wish him all the best. And Paul's gone out to say hi, Lee. It would be good for Miggy to move for first team football. He's off the books and he gets some first team football, and this is choppy. Choppy, hello, mate. I think if Miggy goes, we'll sign the right winger. I said this with Sam outside Old Trafford the other night. If Miggy goes, we sign that right winger. And I think that'll be given. I think he has to leave because fortunately, we don't want Murphy and Almiron hang around the club if we've already bought another right winger as well. Do you know what I mean? We don't want 3 because then you've got Barnes and Gordon as well. So there's too many, and bless Trevor Sanusi's not even getting a look in at the moment as well. And then Kill Burnsy Meets says, might sound a little bit off, but would you Joe Linton for centre back? No, how? No, I'm not having Joe Linton at centre back. No. Kelly and Burnett have time to practice and get familiar playing with the partnership. I'd be worried if we're improvising mid-match with weeks prep time. We'll be fine. I think we'll be all right. Just hopefully, because Lloyd Kelly had a bit of a disaster last time out, didn't he? So we'll have to see. Right, let's get more on with the Miggy situation as well. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you coming on if any of you want to come on as well. We will be bringing some of you on if you want to hit that link, wait in the back room whilst I'm finished rattling for the news. Any is more than welcome to pop on and have a chat about the club, because we need to do it more often here on NFTV, we do. Right, so Miggy. Now, the reason why this is stemmed is because, do you remember Mr. Fuchs? Yes, I have said that right. Christian Fuchs, Leicester left back, who won the Premier League, the Austrian. Well, he's obviously now he's on some sort of sporting director role across in Charlotte, or football director, whatever the role is. He's gone on to saying, and this is actually quote for quote, he's a great player, but I don't really want to talk about him as he hasn't signed yet. I'll just pause there and I'll say that sentence again. He's a great player, but I don't really want to talk about it as he hasn't signed yet. Has he dropped a massive clanger there, a massive hint there saying, well, we're after him, we clearly want him, because he's kind of slipped up a little bit there. And then he's gone on to say there's always been a lot of names being associated with Charlotte. And all I know is that once it's signed, Almiron will be a great addition to our club. And I would really look forward to him joining us and playing for us. Now, obviously, Charlotte have been linked not once, a couple of times now with Miggy coming across. And for me, with Miggy, I think it's time, isn't it? He's only getting cameo appearances. If he's still at the club when the Bromley game comes round, I expect him to start that game. But apart from that, he's getting 10 minutes here, and he's basically, what's he getting on average at the minute? Is it something like 10 minutes every 2 games? Is that what he's getting at the moment? It's not much. And if Newcastle can cash in, and he turns 31, and he'll be closer at home rather. And if he still wants to have aspirations to play for Paraguay, surely the Paraguay national coach is kind of looking at it and think, well, you're hardly playing. Do you need to play first team football? So for me, it just makes sense. Obviously, there was speculation last January when we tried, again, speculation, to get him off to Al-Shabaab. But he didn't want to go. And if you can't force a player to go, I think he's still got another, year and a half left, 2 years. So he might be sitting around, and it's one of them. Jacob Murphy's gone past him, and Murphy's having the form of his life, isn't he? So for me, it just makes sense. And you don't want to make a player unhappy by forcing them, of course not. But if Newcastle don't want to be in a position where we've got 3 right wingers who are on hefty wages, because Almiron's not on cheap wages. Murphy's probably on the. If we were to sign the right winger, whoever it is, Semenyo, Brian Mbeumo, Bakayoko, you can throw all the names at you. But if you have 3, so that you would think that the new signing would be on the highest wages. Miggy's on quite a hefty wage. Murphy's probably on the least, but you don't want 3 of them when you're really only going to play 1, and the other one will be rotated, don't you? So you don't really want that. We are going to come back to the Miggy stuff, because Craig Hope's mentioned a couple of other clubs, which I do want to pull up in a minute. I'll just pause and have a look and see what he's saying as well. Indigo figure, Kelly and Byrne. I've already read that out, sorry. Alan says, Happy New Year to you all from over here in Spain. Where are you in Spain? Orihuela, if I said that right? Orihuela, where's that, Alan? Let me know where it's in Spain that is. Matt's gone out and say, with the PSR to think about, do you think we could do a similar deal for what we did for Lewis Hall, especially long term? It's a good shout. Loan to buy. Don't say why not. That was something that we talked about on the channel. If Newcastle were to get a right winger, would you have a striker who's got a bit of experience for loan just towards the end of the season? Maybe you can buy him, potentially. I mean, I've always said it's Lewis Penda for me. I'd love to get him. I don't think we'll get him on loan, mind, but I'll buy him from Leipzig. I think it's class. Frank says, good afternoon, Lee. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Who will we sign as a right winger? Costa Blanca, Lee. Thank you. Well, that's the whole debate then, King, isn't it? Who would we sign? Like I say, we'll come back to the Miggy stuff. I want to bring up this one, the VAR situation, because VAR, and obviously will be at both the semi-final games. So VAR and in-stadium announcement trial to be used in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. So down at the Emirates, which is a week on Wednesday, week today, and then the return leg, which is early February. We're going to hear the referee. Now, I'm all for this on one condition. There's no point in the referee just saying no penalty, or handball, or red card, and not explaining it, because it's St James's Park. I'm in the gallery. I can't see your screen, so I don't know what's going on. I can only hear the announcer, and it's not the greatest either, the announcement. But if the referee's just going to do that, what's the point? So if it, I don't know who gets a point in the semi-final. Say it's Anthony Taylor, right? So Anthony Taylor's got the second leg at St James's Park, right? And there's a red card, right? What's the point in Anthony Taylor saying no red card? There was a player behind the goalkeeper or whatever. He needs to come out. He needs to actually explain the decision, why it was given or not given. Because what is the point? That would be the step forward, and I'm all for it. Because in the stadium, half the time, we haven't got a clue what happened. We haven't got the benefit of a replay. The signal in St James's Park's awful. So a lot of the time, when you see he's filming for the last word outside the ground, me, Sam, Johnny are like, oh, we'll have to see it back. We haven't seen it back. We'll have to say that because we haven't seen it. So some of our opinions sometimes change later on that night and think, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. But that's the beauty about doing the videos straight at full time. But that for me needs to be an explanation. But it's definitely something to go forward with. 100% it is. And I think it's something that they do in a couple of other leagues as well. But explanation, please. That's what we would like as well. Yes, I've already answered the question about Jonathan David. Rashford comes in with a risk, but straight loan deal for him could be ideal. I just don't think Man U would do it. Unfortunately, look what they were like with Ashworth. Look what they did with Jesse Lingard as well. Matt, remember that? Try to hold us at ransom for that. I would take Rashford on loan, but that'd be it. They wouldn't. And I'd only want the club to contribute no more than 50% of his wages for that loan. That's it. I wouldn't want to buy him. Not for me. And so Joseph's gone to say Almiron has been a soldier, but not good enough for the level of football that we're aiming for. 100% agree on that. Niels has gone on to say Happy New Year to you all. Yeah, good luck as well. So first time ever I've seen a referee nutmeg thanks to Tonali. Yes, I did see that clip. That was brilliant as well. A new stadium would fix all your tech issues. Well, no, it doesn't. It just better Wi-Fi would probably change a lot more stuff. And having a screen, I always said that where we are on the Gallagher, you've obviously got you can't see the big screen next to the lasers. So why don't you have a roll on TV where you can put it the sides, where it's got wheels, doesn't need to be more than 55-inch, roll it out when the VR is being announced, roll it back in. Simple, easily fixed. It is easily fixed. Right. Let's have a look then for you. So we're going to pull up, of course, a little bit from the Chronicle, some news to go through with you. So obviously we've got the Almiron update there for you. So we'll just scroll up, and this is from the live feed from today. Obviously there is a little bit on Dan Ashworth. Easy for me to say. Now I am absolutely sick to death of this link. I don't know about yous, but I keep seeing it every time I get on Facebook, every time I get on X or Instagram, there's some Arsenal fan begging for them to sign Alexander Isak. It does me fucking tits in, man. Every time. And it's like, well, do you know what it is? If your club want him, give 150 million then up front, downright. Because how much is that going to cost us to replace Alexander Isak? How much is that going to cost us getting the goals back if we sold Isak? Think about it. Who in the transfer market are you going to guarantee that's going to get you 20 to 25 goals every season? There isn't many. So if you lose Isak, yeah, Peter will do it. And some people are laughing, but look how much Dembele went for. Now he's a different position, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm sick of it. Does me head in. It does me fucking head in. Obviously, I've talked about the Premier League free agents over on my second other channel, The Footballers Live. I did want to bring up, there is a comment in here. Where have I seen it earlier on? I did want to highlight, this is it. Again, and this does me head in. James Trafford's situation. This does me head in. Because we've been linked to this kid for, what, it seems like a couple of years now. Obviously, Lee's done an article on it, Lee Ryder. It would make sense towards the end of the season, but not now. If we get linked to goalkeepers this month, I just didn't get it when we've already got 5. And 2 of them are out on loan as well, so technically we're 7. So, yeah, I just can't see it. I think Trafford will, if Dubravka, Ruddy, and Gillespie all left, and Trafford comes in the summer, free agent, yeah, I get that. He can be second choice, no problems, and fight with Vlachodimos as well. I'm tired of that link. I am. I'm tired of it. I see it every time we go. It's just rather annoying. Keep seeing it over and over, constantly. James Trafford over Alexander Isak, constantly over and over. It does your absolute tits in. Lived in Charlotte for a year. Amazing city, says Ruddy. And hi Nathan, Happy New Year. Johnny NFC, it's all a stunt to try and turn Isak's head. I don't know what it is. I don't even think Alexander Isak's head is turned, to be honest with you. I think every time you get to interviewed, you keep saying the right stuff. No, I love it in Newcastle. I'm happy where I am. Why would I want to change, you know? And I like the fact, because sometimes when you get players that go away on international duty, they might drop a little hint here and there. Isak doesn't, and I really like that about him. So, yeah, I do. I really like that about him. We're going to have a look also at a couple of other news as well, as I just start to load my tab up, and we'll have a little look at what other people are saying in the world of football for you. So we'll pull up a little bit more on the Almiron situation, because I wanted to pull up some of the stuff with Craig Hope. So let's pull that in there for you. A little bit more on the the Miggy stuff and a couple of other clubs as well. So Craig Hope said that keep an eye on the Miggy and the Olympiacos is another one that's been linked. Interested report below how Willian has now left the Greek club after terminating the contract. Santos, Botafogo, and Charlotte are also interested. MLS would seem the logic destination, but finances have been difficult in recent windows. And of course, there's a little bit more on here. There we go. Newcastle have now received an offer. So Craig Hope says we've actually got an offer from a Brazilian top flight club, whether that's, who did you mention before? That was what? If you look at Santos or Botafogo. So Newcastle, according to Craig Hope, have a bid now in for Miguel Almiron. With the whole situation with Miggy and some of the transfers, the finance to try and get him out the club is, can the next club that he joins, can they afford his wages? Do Newcastle need to contribute to that? And you're probably thinking, what do you mean by contribute? That would be we had to contribute to Dwight Gale leaving the club. We had to pay some of Dwight Gale's wages, if you remember. I think famously we had to pay a little bit from Michael Owen as well, believe it or not, even though he was a free agent. So I think, as I say, his time's up, innit? He's ready to go. Do keep your comments in. Do drop us a massive like as well. We are going to be bringing in 1 or 2 years very shortly. So if you do want to come on, please hit that link and wait in the green room, and we'll get you on. Don't be shy. I didn't bite you now. We're just going to talk football. You know what I mean? So let's have a little look at also some other news that are flying about before we start bringing in some fans. Oh, look at that. A lovely advert. Of course it would be. A friggin' advert. That's in the way. Let's get rid of that. So this is news now, and I seen this earlier, is that Newcastle look like they're about to pinch a youngster from Scotland. That was an awful accent attempt, that wasn't it? According to The Sun, I'll highlight that. Newcastle have been trialling Saint-Maximin striker Evan Mooney since his first team breakthrough with the Premiership club, and they've made an official approach from last night. That's according to The Sun. Again, granted, it's The Sun. I know. The Magpies are not the only Premier League club who are keen on the 17-year-old, with Arsenal also joining the St James's Park in making contact with official notes of interest. However, Newcastle have yet to table a firm offer for Mooney, but St Mirren have braced for bids from suitors given the number of bigwigs monitoring the development of the kids. I've just read that out, when you can't even see that, can you? So that was great. So apologies about that. I just read something out and you can't even see it. But there's a couple of news in here as well. That's big clickbaity, this one there, because I clicked on that. That's very clickbaity. That's about Mateus Cunha and nothing else. So that's a bit naughty. That's very clickbaity. But you get what you get. And obviously the NUFC blog have brought that up as well. You can see, if you've never used News Now, it's a good source for a lot of news. They just basically just put a lot of the media outlets links and just stick them in here. So if you do want to keep an eye on Newcastle news, this is a good source to use. It's something that I use on a regular basis. So there we go. We'll have a little look what you're saying in the comments as well. So let's have a look. So the Clone Lad, there is a 20% sell-on clause for Miggy, so need to maximise the value where we get. Good shout, is it? I didn't even know that, you know. That's some knowledge if you know that. Fair play. You bit yes in the comments, you daft sod. I did. Was that the... Well, actually, I don't even know, because it's not always me who comments on YouTube videos, to be fair. So I bit when someone said I was interrupting with Sam. I was like, nah, it's a good chat, that. So let's see me and Sam off camera. I constantly. Dave has gone out to say I'd take Tonali and Kusanov any day. Yeah, is he the centre back? That's Lalonde's Belarus international or something, the young lad. Happy New Year, Lee and all the team. Paul says same to you, Aidan. Be interesting to see who the right wing is if we do, as we so badly need that position and a good centre back. And Scott has gone out to say a bit behind, but on suspensions. Remember, Bruno is also suspended for the Arsenal game. He is, but I think the balance of the team is worse with Fabian Schär, because we haven't really got a right-footed centre back. But that Arsenal game, if we can just stay in the tie, even if we get beat by a goal and bring them back to St James's Park, we can stay in the tie. I think that'll be good. And who was our priority right wing between Bakayoko, Akliush, I can't even say that in the right, that small, Ageli, Kun, Mbeumo. For me, it's Brian Mbeumo first. I think he has to be, because he can play up front. So if Isak goes down, you know, he's out for a few games, he can play Brian Mbeumo. Afternoon, Lee. Wishing you health and a successful 2025. Brilliant videos from you and Sam at Manchester. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was me, Lee. All good, Nathan. Yeah, that was me. I'm not in all the comments, but that was me. That was me on that one. Hi, Lee. I think Howe would be very interested in Tyler Diblin. Yeah, the Southampton winger. Buy him, then loan him back out straight away to Southampton for the rest of the season. That's possibly an option, but do you not want someone who's proven right now? I think he's a great talent, don't get me wrong. But is he better than Jacob Murphy right now? I would say no. But ask me that in a couple of years' time, he could be a real star. So maybe it's something that you buy him and send him straight out on loan, but not yet. I think that right wing has to be wow. It has to be a wow factor amongst it. It has to be someone who's going to come in and just be better than all of them. So the likes of Brian Mbeumo, even Semenya, I'm a big fan of him at Bournemouth because he can play up top as well. He can play left, right. He's powerful, scores goals. Big fan of him. And Bakayoko, I'm a big fan of as well. Marmoush as well, who can play up front and on the wing in Germany as well. Dave says, I don't think there's many reports as usual that predict it'll be someone in and we don't expect. Hopefully there is just a bombshell and bang, there's the signing. I love it. I sound like Kevin Keegan. I love it when there's announcement and the press have no Scooby-Doo about. It's my favourite signing. I absolutely love it because a lot of them think that they're in the know. And to be fair, there's a lot of respected journalists who don't get involved in the transfer rumours. I think the Athletic guys are brilliant at it. Don't get involved in it. They don't shit stir. That's why I like them. That's why they've got my respect. And Keith Downey does a fantastic job as well. I think he's brilliant as well for the North East. And Nagala, sorry, is hopefully anyways. Right. Let's bring Callum in. Callum, how are you? Need to unmute your mic for us, Callum.
Hello, Lee, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How was your Christmas and New Year, mate?
It was good. It's fine. Just chilling. Mostly play my gaming and listen what's going on in Newcastle United news.
Yeah. What have you been playing? PS5.
Yep.
Ooh. What games have you been playing on?
Apex Legends, the latest AI Sports FC. Try to test out what it was like. What else I've been playing? New Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't never tried
I've got the
before.
Harry Potter game. I got it on discount. I bought the Worms as well because I grew up with like the Worms games on the PlayStation. They were class.
It's for a
Yeah.
long time see, Lee. Where I've been live stream for you lot.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to bring it back and get more and more guests involved as well, like the good old days, like the lockdown days. So I'm going to push that heavily. Obviously, it helps with me having the other channel as well for Footballers Live. So I'm trying to do back-to-back lives on each channel now. So yeah, but anything you want to talk about, discuss, anything I brought up on today's stream, or anything you want to get off your chest about Newcastle United?
I totally agree with what Aaron said. We should sell Miguel one, and I agree with you said we should sell it to somewhere 10 million. I think maybe a bit higher. I could say 15, but 10 million is enough.
And then with that 10 million, would you then reinvest that in a right winger? I mean, how much money do Newcastle have, do you think?
Probably a bit more because then we need a proper wingers. Like I love to see, like you said, Brian from Brentford. It would be a great sign for us. And like everyone said, there's a striker from Sporting CP, the Victor thing, what's his
Oh, right.
name?
Well, he's been linked to Man United, obviously, with the links with
Yeah,
Almiron,
but
hasn't
for one thing, I doubt it. He will sign it because he joined in the big clubs, top six. But that's where it goes.
Yeah. Let's pause and let's have a look at comments as well. Who would we sign if Longstaff was to leave? Great question. Great question, that. How we're from Georgia, USA, 2 pieces in January, and it's Europe next season. Like, nice. Nathan asks, are you full time now? Like, technically, I've always been full time because I've got NFTV Extra, Newcastle Fans TV, the socials, now this one, and as well as my work. So I just don't push out that I'm full time all the time, if that makes sense. I don't like put it out there. Look at me, I'm full time. I don't do that. No. Hi, Whoopi Lucius. Are you going to any World Cup games? Yes, the World Cup is over in the States as well. And so the free agents I talked about earlier, Callum. Who would you let go?
Oh, the players I let go is Jamal Sells. Is there Sean Longstaff in the list you just look at? Oh, sorry, I
Yeah,
was
but I think
looking at.
that's going to be. I think that's going to be announced as that you'll trigger that extension. I think he's going to stay.
And oh God,
Do you want to pull the list up so you can have a little look?
please, I always forget. Sorry,
There you go.
thanks. So yeah, John Woody, Mark Gillespie, Mark DeRugger has got. I like to see him stay still, but still, he wants to go. He wants to go. Good. Keith Craft, Jamal Sells, Jamal Lewis, definitely leave. Frabisher, keep. Sean Lastev, 50-50. And definitely Callum Wilson has to go
Yeah, is that because of the injuries?
because there's too much injuries. He's got a problem. He needs to go. Don't go on. He's done what all these years, and I know he's a new league top score. Well, second top score of a league score for Newcastle. And now he needs to go now. I have enough with him.
Yeah, I think with Wilson, yes, he's scored the second most goals from since '92, and since the Premier League was rebranded it. But if something happens to Isak, are you worried? Because look at his form at the moment. He's just banging in goals left, right, and centre. Everything he touches. I mean, don't get me wrong. Man United did help the other night with not marking him, but he's just scoring goals for fun. If something happens to him, I think we're knackered.
Mm,
That's the worry.
That's definitely is. It is. That's what I worry because he's a great player for us. If he's injured again, who will go and sign? That's the question because we need a good striker.
Are you surprised that Will Asula has not been given more minutes since we've been blasting teams quite comfortably the last few games? Like we've been winning 3-0 and 2-0 and 4-0. You're a bit surprised he hasn't been given the opportunity because I was at Ipswich. It's like the game was already won. It's like, get him on, man. Give him 20 minutes. The game's won. Isak's got his hat trick, take him off. And then obviously the Man United game. Did you see him featuring much this season?
I was shocking. He didn't play much. What's the point of signing him?
And maybe it's next season. And I don't know if you've seen the big Dan Burn quiz, but everyone said that wouldn't like to share a room with Will Asula. That made us giggle as well. How much would Vissa cost? He's a great striker from Brentford. He would be. Are you a fan of him?
Who's that? Sorry.
You on Vissa from Brentford plays up
Oh,
front.
Brentford. But if I say that player, I say somewhere probably about 25 million. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you can always test them. I don't think they're going to sell both the stars in January, but we might have to wait until the summer. You never know.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of respect for Thomas Frank. I think he's a really decent manager, and he said some nice stuff about us in the quarterfinals, didn't he? He said that this club needs to go on and win a trophy in the post-match interview, and I think that was really nice of a opposition manager to say that. And I think he'll go far. I think he'll get a top job, and you never know. But I think he will. I think he's ready to. Even the manager's ready because he's done really well at Brentford. Jonathan David is another one mentioned. KJG.
That'd be interesting for Jonathan David, but a lot of money. It depends on what wages he wants.
Well, he's a free agent in the summer, so technically we can talk to him from today. If we made that deal, a lot of clubs will want him. If you wanted to get him earlier, you're probably talking of a fee of maybe up to 10 million. We'll get him in January. So that might be one way potentially, but I would probably. It's all about wages, isn't it? Let's be honest.
That's the downfall
Because he knows he's a free agent, so he can command more wages because you're not paying a transfer fee. Marmush, yeah, I've done a video on him. Brilliant. Frank came across as such a good bloke as well. He did as well. Any players that you'd like to see coming in January?
probably the new. I say the new centre back from AC Milan. Tomani, is that his
Murray.
name?
Yeah, tomorrow English lad. I don't know because I think with Fabian Schär, I think he's done well. Since Howe's come in, I think he did well under Rafa. To be fair, and he had that. Bruce didn't like him, didn't he? He was literally proper Bruce. But maybe in the summer, I would say, but I still want to keep Fabian Schär in that squad. I don't know how you feel about it. Putting him down for another year.
Yeah, I'm gonna never give a 1-2 year contract, but Fabian Schär, he's done brilliant for us.
Yeah.
I just don't leave him till he's retired.
Well, he's invested back in his youth club, hasn't he? So he's going to be some sort of like investor or director at his club that he started off with. Nathan said, Lee, slightly off topic, do you think we'll finally get a Newcastle to Saudi weekly flight this year? Yeah, God, it feels like ages ago since I went to Saudi for that week. That was a great experience. Yeah. And a couple of comments. Jonathan David's going to be hot property, especially in the summer. Arsenal will look at him if they don't get Isak. My brother, Arsenal fan, I said that a couple of windows now. And Chrissy's got it. So what do you think about young Chris Rigg from Sunderland? And do you reckon that the transfer list could happen? And so would you take him? I'll ask you as well, Callum. Have you seen much of
Mm.
Chris Rigg?
Oh, he's too good for Sunderland. It'd be interesting in signing. But I hate some Sunderland fans that they take a mick. He's a Sunderland fan. He's the best Sunderland player. He's a Newcastle lad. Come on.
Yeah, his family's are Geordies, aren't they? And I don't know if Sunderland want to sell to Newcastle, but money does talk, and maybe that is the replacement for Longstaff in the future. You never know. You never know. But I think for me, the priority is right wing. I think I've nailed that in. Malik Chow, yeah, from Milan as well. I used to say Dan Burn is great, but he's slow. I would get someone much more pacey on the defence. I think Botman is obviously going to come in for Dan Burn eventually, but Dan Burn has been
Uh,
absolutely sensational this season. So he's been absolutely brilliant. Anything else from you, Callum, before I let you go?
and I thought with Bruno, I think it's something a bit upside down as a captain. I thought the first time I thought he would be a great captain for this season, and it's so freaky. He is a captain, you know. That
Do you think he shouldn't be captain?
uh, probably just give it a captain assistant.
Like second line, I think he's being given the captaincy to keep him at the
Yeah,
club. That's simply as that. Dan Burns more of a leader. Kieran Trippier's more of a leader. There's people in that squad, but I think Bruno's been given it just to keep him at the club. I really do. I really, really do. But anyways, well, Callum, thank you very much for coming on, pal.
same to you, and it's good talking. It's been a while, and I hope to see you then next time.
Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Callum.
Happy New Year and away the lads.
How are the lads indeed? So thank you very much for Callum coming on. If you want to jump on before we wrap up, please do. The link is in the description. If you're too shy, that's fine. That's fine because we are going to wrap up if nobody else pops on. And I've made a commitment this year for this channel as well as the new one that we've just bought. Is I'm going to be live, trying to do live one after another. And obviously NFTV Extra will still get the extra clips and stuff like that. So very, very busy. It doesn't stop. It does not stop. And that's just the video side of things. I've also done the Amazon shop as well, which is linked in the description. I've also updated our website as well. So I've been very busy the last week. It doesn't stop. I might not see me on camera every day, but there's always the back room stuff. Let's have a look then. I think we'll get Rigg. Interesting, right? Next guest, please. Well, Nathan, if you want to get yourself on, links there. I was skeptical about Burn before, but he's been brilliant for a while. I totally agree. I think it's Dan Burn Nas that Botman's going to come back at some point, and he's just looked class. He has looked class. If there was an England squad right now, I think Dan Burn has to be in it. But obviously now the England squad's not. It's March, isn't it? If there's an England squad right now, Dan Burn has to go on that England side. He's been phenomenal. He's been brilliant. Look how many goals we've shipped it in against. Well, it's not that many. I think we've got one of the best defenses in the league. So yeah. Marcos got on a say. I cannot pronounce that. Force on Newcastle. You don't need an armband to be a leader, says Paul. And who do you think is going out on loan? Miley, maybe? Potentially. Toonami Geordie boys. Force at Newcastle. Right, champion. I think we'll wrap up there then, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We'll do more lives, of course, on NFTV. Hope you've enjoyed it. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Enjoy your new year. See you later. Bye-bye.